Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Lorraine 15550, the Tier 7 French SPG, located on the south spawn of Himmelsdorf, which is not an Arty friendly map, but this one is under the command of FortQ2, and that's one of my accounts, so this is one of my games. Okay, I've got a 155mm howitzer mounted on a Lorraine 40-ton tank chassis. Game started. Well, on this occasion I'm taking it out towards the railway line. Probably won't go onto the railway line itself though. I tend to dislike actually upsetting the scenery because that gives the enemy a clue as to where you are, and that M44, well, he's going past them. You can see he knocks over a few barrels which immediately burst into flames. A T-71 on the enemy team seen up the other end, trying to work out which way he's going. No, couldn't get a shot there. Trying to get a shot here. Just zipped over the top of his head and exploded behind him. So I'm reloading. It's 155mm, so its reload time is about 24-25 seconds or thereabouts. There's no mods on this client at the moment, I'm afraid. Now, there's normally an enemy Arty up that end of the map, and they tend to sit in the corner. So I'm wondering if a tracer is going to emanate from that area, and if it does, I'm going to fire in that direction. No, there is an SU-100M1 though, and he got spotted. Now it fell short and only got some splash. We've got an Excalibur there as well. Still reloading. Now the reason I'm showing you this replay is because there are some funny things that happen during this replay, and just goes to show sometimes you can take advantage. That was a blind hit on the SU-100M1. The T-71's coming in this direction, but he gets wiped out. So the Excalibur hiding behind the railway carriages, which tends to indicate to me that he is continuing to stay there to fire from that position. But I can get a shot on the SU-100 and another hit. 268 this time. The alpha from this gun is 700, which is actually quite high. 40mm of penetration, 8 meters of splash. The SU-100M1's still there. Well, at least, is he still there? Yes, he is! And he's down. So I've got my first kill. Now I'm trying to fire around through that window at the Cromwell. It's about the only way I can get a shot on him. Now we did see for a brief while there was an M44 on the enemy team in that area in the corner. Going back to the Excalibur, he's a one shot now. Rounds out. Yup, 2 kills. T-3485M behind that glass. No, not behind the glass, behind the window. And the Cromwell's moved up. Can I get a shot on him? I'm almost loaded. Line him up. Oh, I fired, but he was killed before my shell reached the point at which he would have been. Now, looking at the minimap, I could see that the enemy tanks are starting to come down from the hill. And so I was thinking to myself, I might need to relocate onto the railway line this time. Don't really want to get hit. Now from this position I can shoot up past the church towards the hill. But I can't see the other enemy tanks that are coming down from the hill. Nope. Nothing in sight. The scores are fairly even, except of course we're one tank down. There's the Emil. Okay, and there's a Panther off in the distance. Now I can't get a shot on the Emil at the moment, but I can probably hit that Panther. Line him up, rounds out. And that was a rather explosive result for the 5916. The Emil just took him apart, ammo racked him. Our IS-3 doesn't realise he's got the Emil behind him. But my teammate in the M44 managed to get a shot into the Emil, so he's stunned. But I'm having difficulty trying to get a solution on him myself. I can only splash him from here.
That was close.
Only 12 hit points there, so not a lot. But now that he's moved closer, I can actually get a shot on. The M44 hits him again. So I'm picking up stun assist. We're still one tank down on the enemy. I fire a shot at the Emil. And I get a kill, but the enemy's capping. And I think it's that T43, and I think he's coming this way because he just left the cap. And both myself and the M44 are scarpering out of here. Yep, I did get seen. Somebody's coming this way. Somebody saw me. And I'm probably going to get fired on any second. There's the T43. Yep, I took a round from the T43 through my rear, and another one. So that's 2 hits I've received. I've lost nearly 2/3 of my hit points. And we're headed for the cap area. We do have an advantage though. We've got numbers on our side now. The enemy made a bit of a boo-boo. They should have stayed in the cap. Would have been an advantage to them. But no, instead they didn't. And now we're in their cap. And we're not leaving until we've won. Now, there's a Lorraine 15550 just up the hill. He could get resets, but my teammate takes him out. I was going to side scrape out and then aim on him. But from this position, I can attack anyone who comes up that corner. We've got 3 in the cap. They've only got 1. In fact, they're going to have 2, but we've got an IS-3 at the other end. And in fact, one of our teammates, the Scorpion G, is going back to our cap to assist the IS-3. And I think they're going to go after all remaining enemy and kill them. In fact, I decide that I might be able to reposition and help them out. The M44 is doing it. Might be nice to get a kill at the other end whilst capping. And looks like we're going to cap out. And both enemies get killed right at the end, just as we cap out to win. So the Arty cap out and win the game. But the enemy was all killed as well, so we got the bonus. So that's the first of the unusual games. An Arty unfriendly map, but Arty wins the game. Let's have a look at the second replay, and this one took place earlier today, and I think you will be amused at the end of it. Let's have a look at that one. The second replay is also in the Lorraine 15550, but this time I'm on the southwest spawn of Highway. Battle started. Well, unlike the other Arties, I'm going to be a bit unconventional. I'm actually going to drive out and go down to the river, which is rather an unusual thing to do because not everyone does it. Normally you'll find the Bishops or the FB304s will go down there, but on this occasion I'm actually going down there to get a better angle on some of the enemies. Now I parked myself in the river here, thinking this is a nice spot, it's far enough away from the enemy, and suddenly I realised that's deep water. Okay, ready to go. And an enemy tank's appeared. It's a T92. This is a tier 9 game with tier 7 tanks in it. I get some splash on the Progetto 46. So 2 tier 8s. All of a sudden I suddenly realised I've turned. In fact, this IS did not realise he just drove straight into me even though I'm aiming at the enemy. Luckily it wasn't just as I was firing, just after I'd fired at the enemy. Obviously he's not an Arty liker because the way he rammed me, he didn't even bother to pull back, just drove straight in. Might have had cruise control on though. Anyway, he doesn't realise the effect I'm going to have on the game. Again, it's one of those unusual replays, well worth recording though. Progetto 46 pulls back. I might be able to get a shot at him. I'm almost loaded. Line him up. Rounds out. Yep. Direct hit for 312. I'm getting stun assist as well. And there we go. T44-100 slotted him. And he's out the game. P43 turn now. Now he keeps pulling back, then pulling forward. Looks about right. Rounds out. Yep, nice hit. Unfortunately, the Type 59 just goes around the corner at the wrong moment, gets hammer racked. But the 1390 gets the kill on him. And that means now that we're in the advantage because we're headed towards their cap area. Now I am fairly close to the town, but I don't think the enemy can see me. And there goes the GSOR. There's an M46 Patton over there in the field. Now this is a bit of a Hail Mary. Firing at the Patton on the move that fast. Lands amongst the trees. It looks like our guys have made a sort of like incursion in force into their enemy cap area, but I've decided to go after this Bisonte or Bisonte. There's the M12 dialing in. Only 2 RT on each side. The M12 goes down, so I don't need to fire at him. Lost sight of the Bisonte, so I've got nothing there. The ELC's coming this direction, but he gets taken out by our Wizzy 132. I'm looking into the town and, well, I can't really get shots from here into the town because the buildings get in the way. I'm just too close. Normally, if I was up at my cap with the Crusader SP, I'd be able to lob the shells over and they would actually come down from above through the buildings. But I can see that my teammates are going towards the town, and I'm going to see if I can relocate to a position near the cap area and then shoot into the town and attack the enemy from a different direction. They found the last enemy Arty. Lorraine 15550 on the enemy team. He's right in the corner and he's been killed by our Bulldog. Now I'm conscious this is an M46 Patton nearby, well, nearish. He's at the east side of the map but along the road. And he might have spotted me, I don't know. Sixth Sense didn't go off, so I presume not. Now my teammates are leaving the cap alone, and I think that's a bit of a mistake, because the enemy have killed all our guys in the town. And, well, there is the danger that if they do this and they go after the enemy, we could end up getting wiped out. The scores are even, but they've got the advantage. So I'm going to cap and put the pressure on the enemy and see if I can get some shots on them in the meanwhile. Okay, using that building for cover, I've got the Bisonte again. Our Peter is moving in on him. Keep him in sight and I can land some shots. Rounds out. Direct hit, 306. 2 critical hits. The Peter's circling him. But remember, that's an auto reloader, and there's a T29 nearby as well, and he fired into the Peter. And despite the fact that he's got a 90mm gun, he's facing 2 opponents, and he's probably not going to be able to deal with both. But the Bisonte goes down, so I changed to the T29. Now the enemy's capping at our end, and they've just taken out our last defender there. The Crusader moved north, thank goodness for him. The T92 is now capping behind that building, but I can probably land around near there. I've only got 45 seconds to go to cap out, and the Barask is headed this way. He wants to reset me. Rounds out. Well, it resets the cap, so he can't beat me on the cap at the moment, but if he gets a reset, or if somebody gets a reset, they will beat me. They've got 2 in the cap now. There's enemy coming towards me from the town, and there's enemy in the form of that Barask headed towards me. Now, this isn't a really safe place for me right now. It's safe from the town, but it's not safe from that Barask. I need to move, and I need that building between me and the Barask. And here he comes! And he fires and misses, so he's only got 1 more shot. I get ready for the shotgun. Yo! Shotgun through the side, and I cap out. Reset denied. So it was quite a good victory, that one. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for the first battle. Well, in the first battle on Himmelsdorf, you saw I got a third class tanker. I also got my first mark of excellence on that account in this Arty. I've also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 10, and because I lost enough damage and took enough damage, got enough kills and survived the battle, I got a Stark's medal as well with a win rate of 1261. I said yes, sometimes the enemy screws up. Yeah, they do. They sometimes make huge mistakes. Well, you can see I didn't get a lot of damage, but I did get the Stark's medal. The IS-3 managed to get the high caliber and steel wall for 3,657 hit points, and the Scorpion G got a Pescucci's for 2,828. I only got 3 kills, but that puts me in joint second place alongside the Scorpion G and the Emil 1 on the enemy team. The IS-3 taking the honours with 4 kills. And when it came to base XP, it's the IS-3 again with 1,310, 987 to the Scorpion, and then 720 to me. 11 shots fired, 3 direct hits, no penetrations but 8 splash. Damage of 961 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. I received 2 hits, one of which penetrated, and 2 hits by way of splash. If he'd actually used solid rounds, he might have been able to take me out. As it was, I took away 13,451 credits from that game, and I took away 4,320 XP. Got a mission completion for 2,160. So, reasonably good game that was won by the fact that the Arty decided to cap and capped out before the enemy could do anything about it. So let's have a look at the second battle and we'll see how that one panned out. Well, that was a first class tanker. I got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 11, and of course I got an invader medal because I not only capped out to win, I got more than 80 capture points in the process of doing it, and of course I was the sole capper that won the game. There was only 3 of us left on our team at the end of the game, which was a bit of a surprise for the enemy because they outnumbered us. Win 8 of 2,408, which is okay. And we look at the team scores, we can see that the highest damage in the game was done by the enemy. Object 263 got a high caliber for 6,392 hit points of damage. He was very, very busy indeed. The second highest damage was RT44-100, got 3,729, and then I got the third highest damage in the game with 2,127. The T44 managed to deliver Slayers. I got the Invader. When it came to kills, it was actually the T44-100, 3 kills, 2 kills to the 263, and I only got none. Yes, I didn't get a single kill in the game, but I did win the game for the team. And when it came to base XP, the T44-100 got 1,208, I got 908, and then the 263 managed to get 772. You can see there was only 3 left on our team, the Crusader SP, the T44 and myself, and on the enemy team they had a Barask, a T29, a T92, a King Tiger captured, and an EBR, and they still lost. I think actually I should be charitable to the Barask. I actually shotgunned him right in the turret. I think I knocked his gun out, and there was no way that he could shoot me with his second round. His first shot, which was a bit of a snapshot, failed. It hit the ground. The second shot, which is the one that would have reset me, other than that, was just a little too late because he came around the corner, I smacked him in the face, it distracted him, and at that moment I just capped out to win, and there was nothing left for him to do because it wouldn't have mattered even if he had fired. I don't think he could fire anyway, and it wouldn't have mattered if he could fire because I'd already got the cap. So let's have a look at detail. 9 shots fired, 5 direct hits, 1 penetration, 7 splash. Damage of 2,127 hit points, of which 1,501 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see big difference is the amount of damage I did to that Barask at close range. I earned 88,172 credits on that game. I got a reward for completing the mission from Holiday Ops of 72,391 to add to the 44,781 that I got from the battle. So big earner on that game. 4,086 XP. And so that's a good one as well. But I'm pretty sure if we look at the battle results on the Barask, I'm pretty sure, yes, I did penetrate him. That was what hit him. 626 hit points from a shot at close range. Went right through his turret, and I'm pretty sure that knocked out his gun. Yes, that's why he couldn't shoot. His gunner was gone. That's why he couldn't get me. And so all of a sudden, there was no way the Barras could get the reset, and we won the game. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. Rather unusual, but it's the Lorraine 155 Milli 50. It's actually quite fast, and you can use that speed to your advantage from getting one side of the battlefield to the other to do something which Arty doesn't normally do, which is to cap out to win when the enemy's not expecting us to. So I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please give the videos a like, leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching.